Hey crafters, it's Julie Creek from Creek Bank Creations. I'm here to share with you today some new cards. We're going to learn how to make the Diagnoal Gatefold card. This is a fun card to give, and it fits in a regular A2 size envelope. I wanted to kind of explain to you guys what's going on with this whole series that we're doing. We're releasing a whole series of dies. There are about 20 dies in total, and the basic gist of all of them is a get well sympathy type theme. I know a lot of you guys make cards to give away or sell cards, and these sentiments and dies will be perfect for the projects that you're working on. So what you're looking at right there is the skunk die and the boxing glove die, and the third die that's in that series is the Band-Aid die, and the Band-Aid die is designed to also fit on the Diagnoal Gatefold card. Here I've got it on the flat card, and you can see if you look close here that we've got the whole glitter thing going there, and we're using our super tacky tape and our pixie puffer to get that look. I'll be shooting video later that explain how to assemble the boxing glove, the skunk, and the Band-Aid, but we're just going to get started today and talk about the Diagnoal card. So these are the basic things that we have with it. I have a really nice stamp set that I've designed for you that's called That Stinks, and this stamp set has that stinks, sometimes life just stinks, I'm here for you, I'm hoping the stinking stuff is over soon, stay in the fight, keep swinging, in this fight I'm betting on you, and I hope you knock out cancer. So you can see how this one stamp set coordinates with both the boxing gloves and the skunk. Okay, and we've got the little awareness ribbon on this set as well. Now we also have a series of dies that go with this series, and they do have outlines on the back of them with sympathy, thinking of you, and get well soon. So those are all designed for you to add to your cards. They fit really well on an A2 card. So those are all a part of the new series. We also have this stamp set, and it has scriptures in it. Come to me, I'll give you rest. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and save the crushed in spirit. May God enfold you in his care and remind you of his constant love and healing power. So for those of you who are faith-based, this is a great stamp to add to this collection. We also have a die and stamp set that comes in one package. This set is called I'm Sorry, and it has a collection of larger words that you can stamp and then smaller sayings that go with it. You can mix and match them. You can do a lot of things with this stamp set. What's interesting is if you look at the back, there's dies that come with these. Now I used my pen and wrote in which die belonged to which word, because they are small and it's hard to tell, so if you mark it, you'll have them. So this is a part of the new Get Well series. It's called I'm Sorry, and I'll show you how I've used that on a card. There's the with heartfelt sympathy, and if you look closely there, you can see I inlaid that right into the heart, cut that in inlay. So these just make really nice cards to give away. I have had people specifically asking for this type card, so hope that it's beneficial for you guys. This is the Band-Aid, and I have included our dog stamp on it. And we do have a whole bunch of new 3x4s that are sympathy type sentiments. And this I'm Sorry About Your Dog is a part, it's on one of the sympathy sets, but I just wanted to show you how you could use these in a multitude of different ways. Now, let's get the die out and take a look at how it works. Let's get started on constructing our gatefold card, Diagnoal Gatefold card. Now, this die is a very large die. When you look at it, you're going to see it's huge. It's 12 inches across. So, I have had a lot of people asking. They want to run a card die through. They don't want to assemble it in multiple pieces. This construction makes it fast and easy to put a card together. because all you have to do is run it through one time instead of part and piecing it together. Now I am storing this in our die storage envelope with the magnetic panel, and that's how I keep my set stored. And then if I have rubber stamps, I can add the rubber stamps to that collection, and they all store together. This is this 5 die set. When you look at this, you'll see that they come with 2 scalloped shapes. Those are the scalloped shapes that go on the very front of the card, and you can layer them up or you can just use them by themselves. I will tell you that I have the original set that shipped to us, and these were not outline dies. They are correcting that, so when you more than likely when you get yours, you'll have an outline die and you won't have this flat panel in your set, because I think sometimes you want to be able to see through those dies. So those are the pieces that go on the top for accent when you're all done. These are the 2 accent pieces that are in this die, and these are part of what makes this a fun die to work with, are these 2 die shapes. We're going to use those for accent pieces. And then here's your base die. Now you want to be careful with it. It is thin in the middle, so you want to be careful. Don't be wobbling it around all over. It is 12 inches, so edge to edge 12 inches. So what you're going to do when you get ready to die cut is you need a piece of paper 6 by 12, and you're going to lay your die right on top of your paper. And what I do is feel that right underneath the edge here and make sure I've got my paper right on that edge, and that's going to cut me the entire card at the same time. So I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. It's going to score and cut all the pieces for me, and I will have these wonderful pieces to work with. So I've already die cut this piece for you, and what I want to show you is when you bring it out of the die cut machine, let me turn the black side up, you will have these pieces that the die automatically cuts for you, and they're in perfect alignment. That's what you get when you bring it out of the die cut machine. You will need to cut on your extended cutting platform. So you want to get the extra long platform in order to cut this die, or you're going to have issues. So this is what we have. Now we have these 2 pieces. Here's the versatility and the fun part about this. You can decide which side of your paper do you want to use, and you're going to find their score marks there, and you're going to fold your card up so you have that nice opening. Okay, now we have room to put our sentiment there. We probably want to do that before we get going too far, decide how we're going to do that. Here's what's fun. You have your shapes. Now, in this case, I'm working with a piece of printed paper, which is printed on one side, white on the other side. If you work with 2-sided paper, you'll have an interesting effect that you can create with it. If you look at the skunk card, you can see that I had 2-sided paper, and I used the pink side and the flower side to my advantage, and that's what I'm saying that is awesome about this die, are the things that you can do with it when you start mixing it up with paper. So I have the 2 triangle pieces that came out of that top corner, and I have the ability to take those triangles, and they are scored just like the card is scored, and I can set those right on, I can adhere those on and set those right on the edge of my card if I want to. Now that makes a nice card right there, and then I could put my scallop piece on there, or I can use the triangles that are in the set, and I can die cut. I guess these aren't triangles, they're rectangles with tops. I don't know what you call these. Anyway, what you have are 2 of these dice in the set. Okay, now when you go to die cut these, if you're wanting to keep the same pattern of paper up every time, and you want 4 of them, because we have 4 of those parts on our card, then what you're going to want to do is cut one side of the paper through your machine, and then you're going to flip your paper over and cut again. Does that make sense? So the first time you run through, you're going to run the pattern paper side up, and then you're going to flip it over, and you're going to cut again with the same 2 dies, and that will end up giving you 4 parts and pieces that you can decide how you want to use on the front of your card. So you can take the pieces and you can lay them in this way. And then you can flip this piece over and add it in there if you want to. You could take this piece out. After you do that, if you wanted to, you could come back in and fold this the opposite way and put that piece in that way. So do you see the versatility that you can do with this? I am super excited to offer this die set. It is so easy to use and so versatile that I think you're going to have a blast with it. I cannot wait to see the fun things that you create with it. And you can find this die and other fun dies on our website at www.creekbankcreations.com.